Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to our channel. Today is all about love jugs. That's right, guys, you gotta love your jugs. A lot of innuendos, a lot of everything with that, but who cares? Let's have some fun. So what I did is I took Spaceball out for a quick rip on an errand I had to do, and I figured, you know what, now's the time to do it. Let's take a measurement of our heads. And you can see it right there, 229 on the back, 207 on the front, and the heads are 213 on the rocker boxes, I'm sorry, and 208 on the rocker boxes. Now let's go on the other side. Let's take a look. We'll start with the head. It's dropping because, oh, there you go, sorry. And now here, 204, the forward, 187, 189, the forward head, 196. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start this up. We're gonna let it run for 5 minutes. And we're gonna take another measurement after 5 minutes of it idling out here in the heat. Just to give you an idea, let's see, it says the ground temp is 127.9, but let's compare it to a cold motor. 84 degrees on a cold motor. The club is 166 degrees. And we're going to see these temperatures climb. So we're going to let this idle for another 4 minutes, and then we'll take another measurement and bring it inside. All right, guys, we're at the 5 minute mark. The bike is still idling. Let's see where we are. On the forward head on the left side. Now let's get onto the right side. $245 on the back head on the left, on the right side. Okay, we got our numbers of what it's idling at after 5 minutes of, getting it up to temperature. Let it idle for 5 minutes. Now what we're going to do is get it on the lift. We're going to let it cool down, and we're going to do the Love Jug install. And I'm going to show you that step by step. And then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to take it for a quick blast, bring it back, let it idle, with the Love Jugs on, and see if it really makes a difference. Because, it's all about loving your jugs, man. And heat is your biggest enemy on any motor. So if this works, it works out very well. I will definitely be getting another set for the Road Glide. Full transparency, I paid for these. I did not get these as a gift. I purchased them directly from Amsoil Adam, and I paid full price for them. I didn't get a discount, I didn't get a break or anything. And Adam, thank you very much. you know, for having these in stock and selling these to me in Laconia. All right, guys, let me get it on the lift. We'll let it cool down, and then we're going to do the install. All right, we got it on the lift, and I did some preliminary work. I took the seat off, as you can see. I removed this bolt for the back of the tank. I loosened this bolt, and I was able to lift the tank up out of the way. And there's a reason why I'm doing that. And if you're curious, this bolt is a 5/16 Allen and a 9/16 wrench to loosen and also remove it from your tank. I did not have to loosen up or remove my fuel line. There's enough slack in there, and there's a reason why you're going to see it. So, you know, with my cover here for the coil, because we have to move that out of the way, just loosen that up, get it out of the way, take the cover off, not to lose our little spacer here. But you can see now we have access to our coil. Now we're not going to remove this plastic piece that holds the wiring. However, what we're going to do is remove these two bolts, and those are a T45. But we're not removing that mount. Actually, we're just removing these screws. And if you have a problem getting in here to remove, whoop, it's over there now, to remove these, I'll show you why we have to do this. But if you're having a problem getting in here, you could remove the tank. You know, you have this little vacuum line here, one electrical connection here, and then one more bolt. And you can pick the tank up right out of your way. It is kind of cooled down, but man, these bolts are still warm. Because as you can see, you are limited on room in here, even with the tank lifted up as high as I did. And I have a small piece of 2x4 that I'm using to hold the tank up and out of the way. All right, and this is our first step for opening up our Love Jugs. All right, so we're gonna leave this as it sits, because what do we got here? Giggity giggity, we got our Love Jugs. That's right, love your jugs. Let's get this opened, and we'll take a look and see what's inside. Okay, we got it open. As you can see, we got 2 bolts, 2 nuts, 4 washers, 2 rubber isolator mounts. They give you a nice Allen wrench, a new bracket, some zip ties, and of course the Love Jugs. So how does this work? Well, it's simple. You want to do this part now, which is install, you know, you got on there, install the rubber isolators onto the bracket. And you want to use the larger of the 2 lock washers here. And then your 2 nuts. Nuts with Love Jugs. A lot of innuendos. I love using nuts on my jugs. Oh, that's just, I'm just too funny here. Maybe wrong ones? Nope. Okay. So you use the smaller lock washers on these bolts. And the only time we're going to use Loctite is here for this mount. But the way this works is, this goes up behind the coil, mounts right there. The Love Jugs mount right there. All right. But this stays, we don't move it or remove it. It stays right where it is. That little wire clip right there. All right, guys. Let me get these nuts tightened up. These are a 7/16. And those Allens are a 3/16. I'm sorry, 3/8. 3/8? 3/16. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're a 3/16. There's a socket. All right, let me get this done, and then we'll continue on. All right, guys, what you got to do is you got to unplug your plug from your coil and to get it through this hole. And now we're going to remount our coil and plug it back in. And Camera Girl's here. Hi, Camera Girl.
Hello.
So, oh,
Rubber
nope,
thing.
we lost our rubber doing Love Jugs. So we're gonna plug this back into here. Doing this blind isn't, there we go. It's plugged back in and that'll sit there just like that. Now, we're gonna take our Love Jugs, we're gonna unwrap the wire. And this will actually go right here, just like that, with our bolts and our lock washers. So as I'm going to do, I'm going to put one in, I'm going to start it. Those rubber bushings do sit recessed inside of this as I'm learning and getting it in. There we go. Just so like that.
All right.
All right, and now we'll do the other one, and then we'll tighten these up. Alrighty. Just put a wrench on just to be safe. That's one.
Add your arm.
That's all right. That's two. Now we're going to take our wire and we're going to feed this up behind the coil and that mount, following the wire for the coil. So I'm going to put my first zip tie right here, just so it holds it in place. And then this is going to go, the plug, it's going to go up behind all the wires and everything for the fuel tank, which is your fuel line, your vacuum, and the electrical for it. So I'm going to zip tie this one up here. And yeah, I'm going to bring this back around. I don't like the way that's routing. And you will do this a few times. Make sure you get everything routed the way you want it. So bring this around this way. Bring that up in there, like so. Tighten it down. Now this here is just going to follow the backbone of the bike and plug in behind this cover. So let me snip this all down and then we'll lower the tank and everything. We get the diagonal cutters. So what do you guys think so far? Love Jugs. I love my jugs. You guys love your jugs? Yeah, be careful when you're snipping inside where you can't barely see that you only cut what you want to cut. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take the wood out. Lower our tank back where it belongs. And I'm going to reinstall our bolt with 2 washers. Honestly, I don't think it takes away from the look of the bike. I was worried about that. But now we're going to reinstall our cover. And my big concern is will I be able to get to the power button with this cover on? So we'll find out. So let's put a little Loctite on here. Or, I'm sorry, thread locker. Because this is not manufactured by Loctite. Because, you know, they don't want to send me free product to use on this channel, which is fine. Oh, I can't use that cover. But what I can do to use this cover, which I want to, is I'm going to have to modify it. So what I'm going to have to do here is cut. Cut this cover for clearance. So let me get a marker and mark where I got to cut it. And then I'll cut it. And then we'll install it. Okay. So, guys, this is when custom comes into play. So we want to mark this here. Mark this one down to here. And what I want to do is, got my two marks. I'm going to put a piece of blue tape this way, piece of blue tape this way, and a piece of blue tape across. So I'm going to make this a square cutout to clear the Love Jugs. And then this way I can retain my cover. All right, everybody, give me a minute, get this cut, and we'll get it together. All right, guys, I had to do some grinding all around here to make it fit around this. So I still get to keep my cover, which I'm happy about because I really like it. I just had to make it ugly on the bottom, but who cares? Nobody sees the bottom. I don't. And I know you don't. So putting this all back together. There we go. That's all back together. I'm going to put a wrench on it. There we go. And just so you know, now I have full access to the on-off button. And as you can see, the fans are right on the heads at the spark plugs. So what's left? Well, we have to run our cable for the 6-pin connector, but they only uses 2 wires. And that goes right to your diagnostic pin, which on the Softails, it's right underneath here. So we're going to take our piece here and we're going to bring it up underneath. I'm going to try and find a way to zip tie all this up out of the way, and I'm going to need more zip ties. What else is new? Because I'm going to want to, yeah, zip tie that up in there and there. All right, let me get some more zip ties, and I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Not even. I'm a firm believer you cannot use too many zip ties, especially when you're talking about wiring and making it neat. So I'm going to bring this one to here.
Zip tie that too. Oh, I see.
Yep. So what do you think about the Love Jugs? Do you like loving your jugs?
They don't look bad. They really don't.
No, they don't. And
I thought they'd be big and cumbersome, but they're really not.
no, they're not.
They're small.
So I'm going to zip tie this one here to the spark plug wire.
I don't know if the Street Glide and Road Glide ones are bigger, but these aren't.
These are bigger. The ones for the Street Glide and Road Glide, good question. They are bigger.
Okay.
Not much bigger. Actually, yeah, they are. They are actually bigger. And
even though the motor is essentially the same size.
yes.
Well, with the exception of this one.
Yes. And like I said, can't use too many zip ties. So that's why I'm zip tying the wire up out of the way, trying to hide it the best I can, because that, to me, is the best job you could do, is to hide all your wiring. And doing a nice, neat, clean job. Nobody likes to look in and see a mess of wires.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, exactly. Only time I would see spaghetti is in a bowl.
Dinner.
Yes, dinner. All right. So there you go.
No one likes a rat nest.
Nope.
I wouldn't.
All right. So just twist that out of the way.
Okay.
This here gets plugged in right here.
Well, that was convenient.
Yep.
No, no. Tuck that where?
Up inside of here. Up out of the way.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Doesn't want to cooperate.
Nope. There you go. Just like that. So before we go any further, we're going to turn it on and we're going to test it to make sure that the fans do come on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fans on. Yeah, they sound like little jets. And you can see I got a demon eye. Tells me that they're on.
The eye of Sauron.
The eye of Sauron. Excellent. And we'll turn them off. So now we know that they work. We're going to kill the power on the battery.
Yeah.
Now, someone's going to ask, well, why don't you just leave them on all the time when you're riding? Because they do nothing while you're riding. They only work to cool your heads down when you're sitting at a traffic light, when you're in a parade, or the bike's just idling, doing nothing. So, yeah, it would make sense if you're going to take the bike out and, you know you're going to be stuck in traffic and things like that. Yes. Turn them on when you leave. This way, when you're on the highway, that's it. All right, guys, we're done. I do have a registration for warranty I'm going to have to fill out here with our favorite Love Juggies. Giggity, giggity. And some garbage to clean up. But I'm going to take this for a road test just to get up to operating temperature. Going to come back, turn the fans on, let it idle for 5 minutes, and we'll see what our temperatures were. You saw what they were when I started. All right, guys, so we got it all back together. As you can see, it looks good. You know, it really doesn't hurt the bike at all as far as looks and aesthetics. I like that because it's all about aesthetics. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go for a ride, and I'm going to come back, turn the Love Jugs on, get the pyrometer out, and we're going to measure the temperature after 5 minutes of idling. All right, more to come. We're going to see if this is a myth or they actually work. All right, we just got back from a quick rip to get it back up to operating temperature. But let's take a look and see where we are. 230, 255. This side. About 230. 235. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn the Love Jugs on. We're going to wait 5 minutes. The time is 2 o'clock. Love Jugs are on. And I'm going to stop this camera at 2:05. All right, everybody, as you can see, it is 2:05. Baseball has been idling for 5 minutes. We're about 240 degrees. Let's see where we are now. where the fans are blowing on the heads and the jugs, yeah, it was a significant difference. But where on the other side of the motor, where it was 240 degrees, yeah, the bike is off. I just shut it down. We're at 260, let's say 270. So it works from what I could tell on the left side of the motor, but not the right. These are the smaller fans. As you can see, these are smaller fans, and when you just turn the key on, you'll hear them power up. I mean, they move some good air. You know, today's ambient temperature, and what it has been all day, was 85 degrees out with high humidity. Would that make a difference? I don't know. Should it make a difference? No, it should cool the heads down as much as they can. These were over 450 bucks. I don't remember what it was, but I'll link it up here how much they were. Would I buy another set? No. And I don't honestly think they're worth the money. Sorry, Adam. On the Milwaukee 8, I really don't see that much of a difference, especially on the right side of the motor. On the left side, yes, where the fans are blowing, yes. But as far as the forward and back jugs on the right side, no difference whatsoever. On the left side of the motor where the fans are blowing, there is a difference. Now, as far as clearance and comfort goes, the back fan fits right underneath my knee. It's not an annoyance. I do know it's there. I can feel it. But it is not an annoying feeling. It's just, hey, it's there. No big deal. So, will I invest in another pair? No. But you know what? Love Jugs, myth, my opinion, and this is my opinion only, busted. Not very enthused with it. So, all right, guys. I'll probably leave them on there because they're there. And it'd be a conversation piece because, you know, the rest of the bike isn't. I'm glad I tried them. I'm glad I gave them a shot. So, guys, that's my opinion of these. If you want to get them, get them. But you've seen the science behind it with a brand new, I ordered this just for this here, laser infrared thermometer, you know, laser targeting, everything. So there you have it. It's just my opinion of them. I'm sorry this wasn't a, hey, these things are awesome, these things are great, they're the next best thing to sliced bread, but they're not. But they are the Love Jugs. If you want a sec, go ahead and buy them. But buy them from Amsoil Adam. Help out another YouTuber. He's a great guy. He really is. All right, everybody. Until the next one. You live the best life you can. Ride often and ride hard.
Like and subscribe.